Took you long enough, Taggart. No luck, huh?
I told Tom Bailey you'd even buy his mine, Mr. Decker, if that's the only way you could get its equipment, but he won't sell either.
You mean he thinks he won't? That sign discourages me. Let's wait at prices.
Hey, look, there's Bailey and Lou McKenzie now.
Looks like I'm going to have company.
McKenzie's on his way to Vancouver. He's making the trip for Bailey.
Probably going after money. I'll find out before we get to Whitehorse. The best you have. This your best?
You can't get better, south of Dawson or north to Nome. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Here's to you, Taggart. Getting what I want.
I know that when I started your copper mine here, sir, you figured on getting Bailey's equipment cheap as part of the deal, but he means what he says.
I don't care what he says. I want his milling machinery at any price. The cost of shipping heavy machinery like that is prohibitive.
We could let him do the milling of our copper for us at the usual percentage.
And be at Bailey's mercy? Oh, no. Ownership of that mill is the difference between profit and loss for the Decker copper mine.
I see. No mill, no job for me running the mine, is that it?
I don't start anything I can't control. That's why I make money and Bailey goes broke.
Bailey should have made sure he had a big vein before getting all set to mine one.
That's his mistake. And it's up to you to take advantage of it for me.
This bag has Decker's name on it. I'll have him pestering me all the way out.
He knows I've been prospecting these parts ever since the vein in the mine worked out. But don't say anything about that ore you have on you.
Don't worry, you ain't even told me where you found it.
Well, if there's as much gold in that vein as I think, you'll know quick enough.
I hope that Vancouver expert tells me it's better than that. But what about the mine? Decker will be asking.
You better be consistent. Tell him I won't sell.
As I told you before, Mr. Decker, I'll do the best I can.
Bartender,
Yes, sir?
will I get any change? I don't pay anyone for jumping to conclusions.
I was thinking about Tom Bailey when I turned up that ace of spades.
Decker doesn't go in for murder. Taggart neither.
But if Taggart were like Bull Andrews...
You get all sorts in a river stop like Canada.
I'm still thinking about Tom Bailey.
Well, so this is the reason you're hanging on to your mill machinery. You know, I had a hunch all the time you were only pretending to look for gold on the outside, and you were really operating this mine here. So I watched you and followed you.
None of your business what I got or what I do on my own property.
No wonder you wouldn't sell to Decker. You've uncovered a big new vein. That's why McKenzie went to Vancouver. And a big pocket of free gold. You've made one of the greatest strikes I've ever seen.
I wouldn't say anything about this if I were you. If you start a strike, you better locate some gold for yourself first.
No, I will. I won't say anything about it. Why should you want to keep it a secret? You're mine.
The Lord don't know where that ore he got came from, and I didn't want to say anything till I was sure.
Nobody knows about this but us, huh?
Nobody. I just found the pocket, and Lord was thinking I didn't trust him if I didn't tell him first.
What a secret. $500,000 at least in that pocket. A few weeks digging ought to clean it out.
Well, you're an expert. You should know. What about the vein?
I'm not interested. You'd have to own the mine to work it.
What are you driving at? Decker plays rough, but he ain't no crook.
That's just exactly what Decker likes people to think about him. All this trouble just because I didn't search Bailey's body before I pushed it off the cliff.
Yeah, Blackie wouldn't have found no gold, and then there wouldn't have been no strike.
No crowd of sourdoughs. I could have cleaned that pocket out by this time without any risk of being seen.
Well, it didn't happen that way. So all you can do is the next best thing.
I know, but sealing Bailey's tunnel so it looks like a cave-in. Well, we'll get the gold all right, but this is sure going to be digging it out the hard way.
It's one thing you learn from Decker. You can't do it one way, do it another.
So he's decided to come and see us.
Yes, sir. It's about time, don't you think?
Show him in.
Certainly, sir. This way, sir.
Thank you. I haven't seen you for some time, Mr. Decker. But frankly, I've been expecting you.
I've been East Superintendent and just returned. Here I am. The situation in Kanaska has me worried.
It should. Sit down, do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ledoux. And no interruptions, if you please.
Very well, sir.
I want to hear what you know.
Well, Tom Bailey refused to sell me his worked-out mine. I wanted the machinery. Then the day after I left Kanaska, he was found murdered, and the nuggets on him started a new strike.
Those are the facts. Here are the motives. Bailey was murdered either because he refused to sell out to you or to keep him from telling where he found pay dirt.
Yes, that's why I'm here. My man in Kanaska...
Taggart?
Yes. I received a report from him. Someone in Kanaska is accusing me of the murder.
For the moment, let's say you can prove your innocence. What about Taggart?
Decent enough fellow.
Do you know Lord Mackenzie?
Yes. Came down on the boat with me. Was going to Vancouver for Tom Bailey. Wouldn't tell me why, though.
I see. Is that all you know?
Yes, unfortunately.
I was hoping you'd have something more specific for Corporal Wayne. He's en route now to Kanaska. The best man possible for this case.
Sergeant Nelson. We've been expecting you, Corporal Wayne, but not so soon.
Frankly, I got here 2 days faster than I figured myself.
Meet Constable Moselle. He'll be working with you.
In Kanaska, they call me Frenchy. I am a French-Canadian.
You should have let me guess. Any developments in the Bailey murder case since I left Superintendent McDonald?
This Wayne, he's one fast man. He arrives 2 days sooner, and already he's working.
The sooner the better. Sit down.
Hello, Blackie. You lost. I bet the Mounties wouldn't have a man here on the Bailey case before Sunday. Well, he just rode in.
You always did want this ring. That's what I get, betting against the Mounties.
If a bet on the Mounties is all we lose, that won't hurt. But they're moving fast. We better do the same thing.
Suits me. And so we haven't any lead to Bailey's murderer. But we do have his pay dirt.
Blackie LaRock, he found Bailey and the nuggets. To everyone, he tells about Bailey. And the nuggets, he starts to spend them.
That's what caused the strike, and we took the nuggets away from him.
For the daughter of this Bailey, we keep them.
A daughter, huh? Is she his?
Oh, no. The young lady, she arrives soon with Lord Mackenzie.
One nice thing about raw gold, you can always trace it to its source.
Yes, the raw gold, she's different in every mine. So, if you compare the gold that you have...
Anything else missing?
Not as far as I can see.
Whoever it was knew we could use those nuggets to trace where they came from. Find the mine and we've got the murderer. How about the man who gave them to you?
Blackie Little Rock couldn't possibly have anything to do with the murder.
Oh, Blackie LaRock, he goes to Madame La Misteriosa, the woman with the second sight, to have her tell him where Bailey found the nuggets. But all he finds is big rocks and little golds.
Isn't she the fortune teller who's been spreading the rumor that Decker engineered Bailey's murder?
Yes, but I don't think there's any connection. Just a coincidence.
Any lead is better than none. I'm going to have this Madame Misterioso read my fortune.
I've just been robbed. You may arrest him at leisure. I know him.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. It's impossible for me to be mistaken. I've tuned myself to his vibrations.
Well, we can't convict anybody on that sort of evidence. I'd better
Wait.
go...
I forgot. Northwest Mounted doesn't believe in mind reading. Sit down.
Madam Mysterioso sure can't read her own mind. She wasn't expecting me.
Bailey's gold nuggets. Nobody's going to use these to identify gold from Bailey's claim now. Unless you slipped up. Are you sure these are the only 2 nuggets you didn't turn over to the Mounties?
You'd better be. I've taken enough chances getting them back. That safe last night, Madam Mysterioso's just now.
I told you before, them are the only 2 I had.
All right, Blackie. That's yours. There's more where that came from if you keep your mouth shut. I want you to do me a favor, will you?
Sure. What do you want?
Put this box in a shipment of copper ore samples I'm sending to Decker. You'll find the box of ore on the boat, all ready at the landing. Now get a move on.
So the rock paid me 2 nuggets for telling him where I thought Bailey had found the gold. It wasn't one of my better predictions.
That was the first time you saw the ring?
Yes, the other time was just before you entered. It seems Blackie felt that he hadn't gotten his money's worth and came back and took a refund with interest.
I think I know another reason why Blackie wanted your savings. I'll postpone my reading until a later time, if you don't mind.
If you bring me back my money, and I'll tell you your fortune for nothing.
That's a bargain.
Since Madam Mysterioso, she was robbed, you have not been around for 1 whole day. And now you have some money. You much better come with us.
You ain't got nothing on me, Frenchy.
You have a snake ring, Blackie. Madam Mysterioso saw you wearing it twice. Why aren't you wearing it now?
I only been to that fake fortune teller once, so she didn't see it on me twice. Anyway, I lost it last week.
You'll have a chance to prove what you say. Come along.
Sure, I'll come with you.
What is it, Blackie?
Double crossed. Bailey's gold. Ore shipment. Boat. Downriver. Yesterday.
The man who shoots, he's gone. But he lose this on deck. Don't touch it. Let it ring. You let me do the thinking. Get this ore box open.
What's the hurry? Nobody's coming.
This place is gonna burn down. Everybody will think the watchman was toasted. Nobody will know we got the nuggets.
Corporal Wayne, the Northwest Mounted from Canasca to see you.
Oh, show him in, please.
Mr. Decker will see you, Corporal.
Excuse me just a moment, Corporal.
No, they're not. Wait!
Hello, Dad.
What are you doing here and in that uniform?
Investigating the Bailey murder case in Canasca.
But I thought Corporal Wayne was... Oh, you're the man McDonald called Corporal Wayne. Are you ashamed of the name of Decker?
Of course not, Dad. You see,
I do not see, and I'm not interested in your explanation.
You should be.
The last talk I had with you was quite a while ago. Still stands. Do you remember it?
Wasn't it something to the effect that I was on my own unless I continued working for the Decker Company?
That's right. You're on your own until you come to your senses. You obviously haven't, so there's nothing more to be said.
I'm afraid there is, Dad.
You see, the objection I raised at that time over your ruthless business methods has cropped up again in this case.
What is any more ruthless than setting a son against his own father?
Still up to your old trick of trying to put your opponent on the defensive, aren't you, then?
I asked you a question.
Hardly a fair one.
Under the circumstances, I consider it very fair. You've been assigned to prove that I committed a murder.
No, I haven't, Dan. I'm trying to solve a murder. Now, you've had dealings with Bailey, and just between the two of us, I've traced some of the gold nuggets found on his body to an ore shipment sent by boat to you.
You what?
The captain of the riverboat said one of your drays picked up the shipment.
Have you been to the smelter?
I understand you've closed it.
Certainly for the season, but that's where you'll find the ore.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
I wonder why Blackie didn't mark one of these so we know which box the nuggets is in. Now we're getting someplace.
It's about time. I smell smoke.
Bunker don't do things by halves. He's waiting. Come on.
Very well. That was Jackson Decker.
I'd like to have seen his face when he met Corporal Wayne and found himself looking at his only son.
Decker said Wayne had just left him, going after those nuggets that tie into the Bailey murder.
Decker knows where they are?
At his smelter. In a shipment of copper ore samples from Canada. The place is closed for the season, but Decker rang his watchman. Couldn't get him, and he's worried.
Well, I don't blame him. Bailey's murder is also after the gold. I'd better get down there.
Do that. Decker's on his way to the smelter now.
Superintendent McDonald's office. Yes? What? That was the fire chief, sir. The smelter's burning and can't be saved.
nuggets lease, but nobody else will either.
Too bad all that gold had to be wasted. But, you two ain't holding out on me, are you?
Not this time. We had to fight a Mountie.
A Mountie?
Yeah, he got the gold in his face, but the fire got him in the pay dirt.
He's the Mountie I think he is. We've really done ourselves a job.
I don't think I'll be around here much longer.
I know I won't. We gotta raise some money first.
We can use it. I got the place to lie low. Come on.
And so Sergeant Ledoux arrived, sir, right after Dad had me safely out in the street.
How about the nuggets you went after?
I didn't get them.
Well, that trail's lost. I'm sorry about your watchman.
Yes. Insurance will build me a new smelter, but it won't bring him back to life.
I'm certain the two men I fought with were after Bailey's gold.
Ledoux on the job? They were probably working for Bailey's murderer.
Well, do you still believe the rumors someone in Canasca's spreading about me?
You shouldn't ask me that question, Dad. You know I'd never believe you were a murderer.
I didn't know. You left the company because you didn't approve of my business methods.
Trying to buy property like Bailey's mill at 10 cents on the dollar because somebody's forced to sell isn't my idea of making money, that's all.
That's why Canascas would think the worst of you, Mr. Decker.
I'm afraid your opinion of me isn't much higher. But assigning my son to this case is hardly cricket, you know.
On the contrary, Corporal Wayne protects you. He's familiar with your business, has mining experience, is a good investigator, and has your interest at heart.
Why Corporal Wayne, then, instead of Corporal Jackson Wayne Decker?
No one in Canasca knows your son, and we don't want them to, just now.
Disapprove of my business methods all you wish. They're perfectly legal. As for you, I won't tell anyone who you really are. I may be tough, Wayne, but I fight in the open. You can always get me at my office.
And so I figured my credit was good with you. You see, I want to get away from here for a little while, and I'm short already cash.
The longer you stay away, Archer, the less it'll cost me.
You'll save money on me this time, Mr. Decker. Thanks.
Met Mr. Decker and he gave me those for you.
Did he tell you where he got them?
From the floor of the smelter. The Bailey gold. There's our lost lead.
Thanks to an angry father. How about the men who attacked Wayne?
No lead. They saw to that by starting the fire.
How do you plan using these nuggets, Corporal Wayne?
But it all depends on Bailey's daughter.
This telegram from Sergeant Nelson in Canasca assures me that Miss June Bailey saw him the moment she arrived and is willing to do anything to help bring her father's murderer to justice.
Thanks ever so much, Mr. Price.
You're welcome, June. Always glad to do anything for Tom Bailey's daughter.
What's the meeting about?
She didn't say and I didn't ask.
Going to it?
You know me to answer. Why go any place when everybody comes here sooner or later and talks?
Now, why should I cut to the joke?
Attention, Canasca miners. Come to the Bailey mine this afternoon and learn how you can make a better profit on your ore. Signed, June Bailey.
Seems to me I got back to Canasca just in time for fireworks.
Maybe you did at that. All depends on the Bailey girl.
And in conclusion, my good man, I see evil surrounding you. Evil. The Decker Company. Jackson Decker. A man who might even have done murder.
Don't worry about me and Decker, ma'am. They say he knows who murdered Tom Bailey.
Good. You're safe. $5, please. Tell your friends about Madame Mysterioso. Sees all, knows all. Thank you. Hello, June. Hello, Dilly. Is the town well papered? A person would have to be blind if they didn't see at least one of those posters. Good. I've been busy, too. That was my 7th customer this morning. 7 more enemies for Jackson Decker.
Were you able to get any information from any of them?
Not much. They're mostly drifters following the gold strike. None of them seem to know much about what's going on around here.
I'll admit, Dilly, that for an amateur, you're a good palmist. But to accept money for your wild predictions, it isn't right.
If I didn't charge them, they'd suspect me. Well, they're satisfied, and after all, Mr. Price is the only one who loses. He just had that much less money to squander at his place.
Yes, but someday someone is going to suspect you.
That's what I love about this. For the first time in my life, I'm taking a risk.
Well, if it does what we want.
It will. Sooner or later, somebody is going to give me the evidence we need to hang Jackson Decker for the murder of your father.
If Decker didn't do it, someone did it for him.
He's responsible for a lot of things, none of them good. When did Corporal Wayne arrive?
Probably in time for the meeting this afternoon. He suggested it to Sergeant Nelson, but he hasn't explained his plan yet.
You know, June, sometimes I wish I really could foretell the future.
Boys, meet June Bailey. Some of you sourdoughs have prospected with old Tom, her dad, and nearly all of you knew him, so I figure you'll be glad to hear what she has to say. Go ahead, June.
You prospectors are all alike. The minute you strike pay dirt, you want as big a profit as possible. As it is now, the ore from your claims is shipped in bulk. Freight rates cut the profits in half.
They're cut more than that sometimes.
Yeah, you tell her much more.
Yeah.
Before the vein petered out here in Dad's mine, he installed a mill. I'm sure it's still in perfect condition. Isn't that right, Lode?
It sure is. And we can handle all the ore from this district at the usual charge per ton. And you ship concentrates to the smelter.
They get away with this, Taggart, we'll have Decker on our necks in no time. Don't I know it? Probably lose what we're after.
Lode helped Dad establish the mill, and he's the only one around here who can run it, so he'll naturally be in charge.
Take care of Mackenzie, Jack.
Boys, this is the first break we've had since we hit Canasta.
No dead tonnage to pay freight on.
I'm all for it. How about the rest of you boys?
I had to shoot this man to stop him from murdering one of you.
It's Jack Hanley, all right. The miners will take care of the body.
Thank you, Corporal. Corporal Wayne?
And June Bailey?
I want to thank you myself. I'm Lode Mackenzie. Hanley was gunning for me in June.
Well, frankly, I didn't expect action so soon. This is your reward for cooperating with me.
You'll probably find that Hanley worked for Decker. Oh, but this is no place to talk about it, is it? How about the office?
Better?
They're going inside.
I'm curious. How about you?
Go ahead. I'll meet you at the mine. Don't let them see you.
Would you mind telling us why you want us to put the mill into operation?
It might solve Mr. Bailey's murder.
Well, I don't see how.
We have no lead to the murderer, but we do have a lead to the gold strike Mr. Bailey made.
Well, in his last letter, Dad mentioned the strike. I'll read that part of it to you. And if the ore assays the yield I think, I've stumbled onto one of the richest mines in the Yukon Territory. I haven't told Lode where it is, but I'll let you both know as soon as I'm sure I'm right. Dad was murdered either so that Decker could get a hold of the mill or to prevent him from filing the claim. But what has this got to do with operating the mill?
The gold found in your father was free gold. The mines are taking out ore. You can usually identify a mine by the raw gold taken from it.
Sure, anybody that knows can. But you have to have some of the gold for comparison. I haven't any of the ore, and the nuggets were stolen.
I only got 2 of these back. That's all you'll need, isn't it?
And if gold like this shows up in the mill, then we'll know what mine it's from. And the owner will be Dad's murderer.
Or lead us to him.
Yes, because when you locate the mine, you'll find that it's owned by Jackson Decker. He must have known about Dad's strike.
You never can tell about murder, Miss Bailey. One of its characteristics is deceit.
Tacker down below?
Yeah, he's putting a bee on the boys to speed things up.
Hey, Nick. Yeah? After you blow that charge, drift your direction 5 degrees to the left. Then all we'll have to do is dig until we hit the tunnel I sealed off in the Bailey mine.
All right. The sooner we get to that goal you say we'll find, the better I like it.
Any luck?
That ain't the word for it. Wayne's got the Bailey girl to start a mill. He has some of her dad's gold.
Wayne has some of Bailey's nuggets?
Yeah. Plans to check them with all ore brought to the mill.
Well, he won't find gold like Bailey's. Then he's liable to think there may be some still left in the Bailey mine after all.
You'll be right, too. Only by then we'll have the pocket cleaned out.
No, it won't be that easy. Don't overlook Decker. He's gonna hit the roof when he finds out the girl's running that mill. Profits for her. No chance to buy her out.
Then the mill better never start running.
Any way we do it, it'll keep Decker quiet. But we've still got to lead Wayne away from here long enough to finish this tunnel.
Well, if you can do it. But how are you going to kill them two birds with one stone?
That's easy.
Either the miners I talked to honestly don't know who attacked them or are too frightened to tell.
She's always the same thing. The ore, she's ready to go to the mill. The raiders take it, and the miners, they do not know who do these things to them.
Somebody must know that you have Mr. Bailey's nuggets, Wayne, and doesn't want us to compare them with the ore from this region.
It looks that way, sir. And it makes me almost certain that one of the mines around here ought to prove to be Mr. Bailey's original strike.
As I've said before, when you locate it, you'll find it's owned by Jackson Decker.
First, we've got to get the ore up to the mill to compare it.
Now what?
Wayne's changed his tactics. Him and French are swearing in deputies.
Deputies, that means he's after you and your raiders, just what we want.
Not according to what one of them told me. They're riding guard on a bunch of ore wagons. Wayne's aiming to get ore to that mill.
The only road from the mining district to June Bailey's mill is through Dark Canyon. Round up all the men you can get.
Here come the ore wagons now.
I'll go back and get the others ready. Cleared it. Let him have this one. We've got another if we need it.
Have a seat, Mr. Decker. There's news from Kanaska.
I don't want to take up your time, Mr. Superintendent, but naturally I'm concerned.
I should be in your place.
Yes. Kanaska believes me responsible for Bailey's murder. My own son doesn't approve of my business methods and is on the case under an assumed name.
Corporal Wayne is a fine officer, and he's making progress.
I know you told me he persuaded Miss Bailey to reopen her father's mill, spoiling any chance I ever may have had to buy it. But how will that catch Bailey's murderer?
The 2 nuggets you gave Corporal Wayne came from Bailey, were part of the gold found on his body that caused the Kanaska strike.
Oh, so that's it. Tracing raw gold to its source by comparing the nuggets with the ore going through the mill.
The owner of the claim that the gold comes from, sir, has to be either Bailey's murderer or his accomplice.
Unfortunately, the murderer is aware of his danger. He's had raiders stopping the ore from getting to the mill.
Oh, indeed. I suppose Wayne is doing something about that.
And Corporal Wayne has sworn in deputies who will help him guard a big shipment of ore by way of Dark Canyon to the Bailey mill.
Don't let the first landslide go too soon. Wayne and Frenchy got through. The ore wagons pulled up. These men, they have no manners. They do not wait.
They didn't want to battle the boys in the ore wagons as well as us.
The ore, she's safe. But the road, she's blocked. 1 week maybe, huh?
At least. We'll send the ore wagons back. They'll be safer. We're going to be busy. Look. Frenchy can tell you what happened later. The road's blocked and we had to make arrangements to have it cleared.
Do you know him?
Bucket. Why, he was in here yesterday.
What did he want?
Looking at the maps of the claims, checking his boundaries, he said. Queer duck. But he seems to know what he's doing.
He ought to. He's probably one of the ore raiders. Let's take a squint at those maps.
We find out where Mr. Bucket's claim is, and then we visit him, huh?
That's the general idea.
You know, I almost didn't hire you because of your name. Why anybody would tie a name like Latitude onto one like Bucket is beyond me. But you've done a good job. That's all for now.
That's the easiest money I ever made since I came up this way. And as for my name, well, people don't forget me when they hear I'm called Latitude Bucket.
That could be inconvenient if they're after you.
No, us buckets don't catch easy. It's an old family trait.
He's a mighty handy man to have around. We may need him again sometime.
I didn't think you'd get that Bailey claim deal started so quick.
I've been planning it ever since I got Decker's last letter. Gives us another chance to stop that mill. Satisfy Decker.
Is Bucket going to do the claim filing at Little Bend?
Oh, no. I'm only using him as a front here. Send Grail. The paper's made out in his name.
By the way, I ran into Price. He's anxious to see you.
I better walk over and have a talk with him. You know, that Price is smart and straight. We may need him sometime as a character witness.
It's sure lucky we looked at these claim maps. We're riding out to the Bailey mine to see June about this, and then we're going to pick up Mr. Bucket.
Look, Frenchy.
June's making it easier for us.
We've been waiting for you, June. Come on in and meet Mr. Bucket. Never realized how heavy a revolver could be. Well, Mr. Bucket?
My pappy always told us buckets, there were 10 of us kids, maybe 11, steer clear of mind readers.
Mr. Bucket wanted me to tell him, June, whether he'd be successful in operating your mill.
The mill?
And he then assured me that he was going to be the new owner.
And you can't do nothing about it, neither.
Perhaps I can, though. You mind coming along with me, Mr. Bucket?
Not at all, young fella. It's better than having guns poked at you. You better come home too, miss.
Just a moment, please. I don't read minds for nothing. $5.
My pappy was sure right. Have I been tuck?
Bartender. Yes, sir. Price in? Yes, he is, Mr. Taggart. Thank you. Taggart, glad you're here. Mr. Decker wouldn't like it if I ignored you. He and I appreciate a businessman when we see one.
Don't we all? That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Sounds like a proposition. I'll be glad to listen to it.
You better listen, Taggart. You know what Bailey made his strike, and you killed him to keep him from telling anyone. And you're back of the orators.
Are you crazy, or do you believe that?
Blackie LaRock paid me those from nuggets he found on Bailey's body. Later, the rest were stolen from Madame Mysterioso and the Mounties. Here's 2 of them that you sent in a box at Decker's ore shipment. These 2 are obtained from ones I can prove that you yourself took from the Bailey secret mine.
Grab yourself a fistful of sky, Mr. Taggart. Now, what were you saying, Mr. Price?
Stay put, will you? Those guns make me nervous.
All right, go ahead and give those 6 nuggets to Corporal Wayne and tell him where you got them, and they'll hang me.
Undoubtedly. You received a letter from Decker day before yesterday, did you not? Isn't this the way it begins? Part of the Bailey claim has not been patented. Am I quoting correctly?
Yes. How do you know what was in it?
I dictated it. Dancer forged it for me.
Wait a minute. I thought that you...
You thought I was honest. Isn't that what you meant to say?
But just the same, I think I'll stick around.
Just as you like, Dancer. But Mr. Taggart and I are about to become partners. Did you take the precautions I suggested to cover your trail in jumping the Bailey claim?
Oh, yes, by using a sourdough with the name of Bucket. There won't be any trail for Wayne.
Good.
Well, I never thought I'd be doing business with you, Mr. Price, but I sure am satisfied.
Nothing pleases me more than to hear you say that, Taggart. You know what the gold you've got when you clean out Bailey's pocket, and the idea I've got to go with it.
We can't lose.
Put these back in the business at your table.
Did you run a beautiful bluff that time?
Pretty good at that, eh? Taggart really thought those nuggets were part of Bailey's and could be used to prove him guilty.
Cutting yourself in on over $1 million without even a pair of deuces. That's gambling.
Now, why did you write your name here over the Bailey claim?
Because the boundaries of that claim ain't right, that's why. The land that mill stands on ain't ever been filed. And I got me a partner, Grail. He's on his way now to the land office at Little Bend. You go to the Bailey Claim Location Monument, and you'll find our name in it instead of Tom Bailey's.
You ever see this before?
Hey, where did you get that? Grail borrowed that from me.
This Bucket, he has the answer for everything.
But they're beginning to make a lot of sense. How did you find out the mistake in the Bailey claim boundary?
Because I have the next claim. I figured the cross lines, they weren't right. So I came here to look at the map.
And Grail?
Well, Grail. Well, Grail just sort of cut himself in.
I thought so.
Is it true what this man says about the mine?
Yes, it is, June. Do you know that Grail must work for the man who's behind the ore raiders?
How do you figure?
I found this where the raiders try to wipe out the ore wagons with landslides.
Tuck again. I'm always being tuck.
You don't seem like the type of man that would take advantage of a technicality to break me.
Don't I? Well, I ain't. I figured I'd just sell your mill site back to you. Reasonable.
Do you know...
Miss, if you're willing to take a chance, I think I can get you to Little Bend ahead of Grail.
That's a good idea. Telegraphing won't do any good. Whoever gets there first can file. I'll go with you, June.
So if we can file a claim on the Bailey mill site, that means Wayne can't use the mill to trace ore.
Don't worry, Bunker. I'll make Little Bend and file first thing in the morning.
It's up to you, Grail.
Yeah, then we can cut this tunnel to the pocket of gold that Taggart blocked off in the Bailey mine and have ourselves a real grub stake.
Get to work, boys. I'm not taking chances. I'm gonna fix it so Wayne can't follow Grail even if he wants to.
That's what I call insurance.
Going by the South Fork is very risky. She is not a nice river.
But shorter. We're going overland. I want to have a talk with Mr. Grail.
All the night we must gallop.
Let's get started then.
She burns the river and the trail. And the South Fork is very narrow.
That's what I was afraid of. The canoe may be in trouble. You better go see. I'll try to get through to the trail and reach the river lower down.
This time we need the luck, most of all.
For the bank above. Let's hope the fire ain't got there yet. All we can do is try now. Them falls is just ahead.
heard tell around town there's a race going on along the South Fork to get to the land office in Little Bend to file on the original Bailey claim.
You can't keep anything secret in Canasca, can you?
Sure can. Say, how much of the claim turned out not to be patented?
Where the ore mill stands.
Somebody also told me that if the mill shuts down, you ain't gonna be able to compare the ore going through it with the gold you found on Bailey's body.
You wouldn't like my job, would you?
Well, I can't say as I would. But how you gonna locate where Bailey got his gold? That's where you expect to find Bailey's murderer, ain't it?
Hey, Nelson, big forest fire. Where? All along the South Fork.
These rapids are too strong for us.
All we can do is try now. Them falls is just ahead.
That was a close one. I'll say it was.
This here's a new way of escaping a forest fire.
We're out of danger, all right. The fire's swinging west.
Better and better. It'll soon hit the Badlands and burn out. But I'm afraid you won't be able to file on your pappy's ore mill, Miss Bailey.
Oh, you did the best you could to help Mr. Mackenzie and me, Mr. Bucket. Thanks anyway.
This I didn't expect to see. Any of you alive. I am the most happy.
Now it's up to Wayne. And unless he's luckier than us, June's going to lose the ore mill.
Through the fire, he was fighting his way out last time I see him.
Reached Little Bend first. Had to file on Bailey Mill site in my own name. Good man.
But the real name of Corporal Wayne is Jackson Wayne Decker. He's the son of the man Miss Bailey hates.
Miss Bailey won't hold it against Wayne for what she thinks his father's done. When she learns that he has saved the mill site for her.
This I know, but the name of Jackson Decker to her is like the battle cry.
Her attitude toward Decker may have more behind it than just prejudice at that. Grail arrived, but doesn't know I'm around. He mistook my name for my father's and reported by telegram to Taggart that my father had filed. Taggart, Decker's man.
Be cool. Just in, Grail from Little Bend.
I said you didn't... I was saying there didn't need to be no fire to stop anybody from getting to Little Bend ahead of Grail. I'd have dumped the canoe over. That's why I went along.
Accidents can be a big help sometimes. What about Wayne? You told me about everyone else.
Well, Frenchy said Wayne was looking for Grail because Grail took a shot at him. You're arrested in these parts shooting at Mounties.
Thanks, Bucket. You've been a big help. Next time I need a reliable man, I won't forget you.
Oh, nobody forgets me. I won't let him.
How'd old man Decker ever get to Little Bend?
Never mind about that. Have Archer and Kent meet Grail.
You think Wayne's after him?
I'm sure of it.
This way I can get to where I want without anyone suspecting me. You thought you were pretty smart when you picked up my trail after I left Little Bend, but Daniel Boone himself couldn't follow me without my knowing it.
Okay, Grail. I deserve what I walked into, but you're not going to get as far as you think.
That's my lookout. Yours isn't so good. You're going to dangle there a long time before somebody comes along and cuts you down. Not many people pass this way.
Taggart might as well learn now as later on who's boss. School him off.
Not so fast, Mr. Taggart. Don't start taking Mr. Price for granted.
What is this? Who do you think you're talking to?
Not so loud either. You and Price weren't friends before, so don't make it look all at once if you are now.
Thanks, Nancy. That's a good point. I'll remember it.
You'll find Mr. Price waiting in his office.
If you ever tell Dancer to get smart with me again, you'll regret it, Price.
You murdered Bailey, I didn't, and I've got the proof. There's got to be one boss around here. Now, who's it going to be?
All right. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's better. Now, what's up?
Wayne's too close for comfort. I've got Bunker taking care of it.
To dig this tunnel of the Bailey mine as quickly as possible. Where's Grail?
Out doing other things.
Yeah, and Taggart says there's more gold than anybody'll ever need in that sealed tunnel in Bailey's mine.
I'm getting to the place where I won't believe it till I see it.
What's the use of digging for a fortune if we're not going to be able to keep it when we reach it?
Me?
Wayne's after Grail. Suppose Grail talks. You'll be working by yourself for a while, Nick.
So Grail thought that Jackson Wayne Decker was the old man himself.
Well, isn't he?
I wish he was. Jackson Decker without the middle name is 1,000 miles south.
What are you talking about?
There are two Deckers. The old man and his son Wayne.
Wayne? Corporal Wayne?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
I didn't know it myself till I got that wire from Grail.
It's about time I started taking charge of things. Who else knows about Wayne?
Probably only the Mounties. They put Wayne on the case because he knows so much about his dad's business.
Then it's a cinch Wayne reached Little Bend first and filed on the claim.
It's the only explanation. But here's something worse. Grail took a shot at Wayne.
Now the fool, they only suspected him before, now they can arrest him.
No, I took care of that.
And I'm glad to learn you're good for something. Have you still got that letter of Decker's I had Dancer forge for us?
Pocket, what?
Maybe you can run a bluff on June Bailey. All you want from her is the ore mill, isn't it?
Bailey, I didn't come here about the mill site anyway. That's Decker's now, whether you like it or not. How about selling the mill machinery?
Let me see that letter and telegram again, will you?
Certainly.
Miss Bailey will still have her mine, but as the vein is worked out, the mill machinery is the only valuable property she owns. Moving it will be very expensive. Offer her a reasonable price for it.
Well, there's no doubt as to who wrote that. Grill is one of the raiders, according to Corporal Wayne. Just the sort of man Decker would hire. Well, what do you think, Lode?
You may be able to raise enough cash to move the machinery, but you won't have enough to put up another mill.
$1.25 on every dollar you've got tied up in the mill.
A fortune. I didn't expect Decker to offer any more than 10 cents on the dollar.
Well, neither did I. You better take it.
The buying and the selling. This can wait.
Since when have legal business transactions come under the authority of the mounted police?
Legal, perhaps, yes. But tricky also, perhaps. Grail, he sent telegram from Little Bend to you. But Corporal Wayne, he also sent telegram to us.
Isn't it true that Decker filed on the mill site?
Oh, yes. This Decker, he filed. But Sergeant Nelson, he wants you all to come over and speak to him.
Am I glad you got here when you did, Frenchy?
Me, I'm glad, too. Perhaps when we go back to Kanaska, Corporal Wayne will be there. With Mr. Grail.
You can thank the telegram.
Police.
Somebody outsmarted you, huh?
Made me change clothes with them and rode off on my horse.
Which way?
Towards Kanaska.
Like to catch up with him?
Of course I would, but he's too far ahead of me by now.
Well, his horse ain't a bad one. Gentle, too. I didn't have much trouble catching up with him. There's a much shorter trail leads over the mountain. It's pretty rough, though.
I've got nothing to lose. I'll try it.
I thought you would.
Better tap the wires and report to Sergeant Nelson in Kanaska about me.
Yeah, I was going to do that anyway. Who did you say the other man is?
Grail. Works for Taggart of the Decker Company.
Oh.
It's about time we learn where everybody stands. There's a connection between Grail and the Raiders, between Buckler and Grail, between Grail, Taggart, and Decker. But worst of all, there's no doubt that whoever is behind the Raiders is responsible for the murder of Miss Bailey's father. And solving that murder is our job here.
The Decker Company has nothing to do with murder and theft, neither have I.
Me too.
That remains to be seen.
It's my turn now, Grail, to change clothes with you. I like mine better. Get up. Take them off.
Sergeant! This here's a new kind of telegram. The line rider tapped the wires to send it.
Thank you, Zeb.
Don't mention it. That there telegram's worth the trouble. It's good reading. Constable.
Yes, sir.
Grail has turned the tables on Corporal Wayne. He's on his way to Kanaska in Wayne's uniform. Arrest him.
I wonder what would happen if a private citizen just happened to ride in the same direction.
I don't know any law to stop such a coincidence.
I'm glad you taught me the technique of changing clothes, Grail. Now I'm going to take you in.
You see what I see?
Are we in luck? We couldn't have come straight if we used the compass.
Get him. I'm not showing.
They come from the ridge. This way.
Maybe we can cut in on him from the other side.
There goes Grail. With my friend uniform. Mr. Grail is going to learn what real pot shot is.
Taggart and Decker are all business, but they ain't crooks. And Taggart is trying to get Miss Bailey's ore mill one way or the other for Decker, that's all.
And hired you and Grail to help him.
Oh, but Grail's still working for him. But I quit when I found out Grail was mixed up with whoever murdered June Bailey's father.
And how about Taggart?
He don't like it neither, but he can't do nothing about it until Grail gets back from Little Bend.
I'm glad you taught me the technique of changing clothes, Grail. Now I'm going to take you in.
Those shots, they come from the reach. This way. There goes Grail. With my friend uniform. Mr. Grail is going to learn what the real pot shot is.
Look at there, Frenchie. Those two men are joining with the one we thought was Wayne, while the man in the mounted uniform is firing at him.
Somehow this man, Wayne, got back his uniform. I am most glad I missed.
Glad to see you safe and sound, Corporal Wayne. Now, look.
Grail, we must hunting some more. But the story, perhaps Corporal Wayne, he can tell it more straight.
You know, Sergeant, if Miss Bailey left for the mine?
No, she's at Madame Mysterioso's.
Well, if you don't want us for anything, we'll be riding.
You better come back here first. Miss Bailey ought to know exactly what happened in connection with that claim.
I trust Mackenzie anywhere, but not Bucket. No, sir, and don't you forget it. I ain't called Latitude Bucket for nothing. I really get around, I do.
You mind telling us what you learned this time getting around, instead of how good you are getting there?
That's the trouble with you, Bunker. You're impatient. Get you into trouble someday. I thought you'd like to know for sure about Grail.
Since Wayne didn't bring him in, I suppose he's been killed or maybe escaped.
See how you learn things, Bunker? You and Taggart were watching to see Wayne ride in. Grail got clean away.
I was afraid of that. Too bad.
Yes, ain't it?
I'm sure Wayne tried hard to save the mill site for you, June, and wants to explain how he failed.
I know, but Decker has the site, and I have hardly enough cash to move the machinery, let alone install it somewhere else.
June's been telling me the remarkable offer Taggart made to buy the machinery.
He'll pay June $1 1/4 for every dollar she can show that her dad spent.
Taggart would never make that offer for Decker of all men. Something wasn't wrong somewhere.
Well, Dilly, I don't know what it is, but I do know that Decker wants the ore mill machinery badly enough to pay me a small fortune for it.
Don't take the offer. Move the machinery. I've more than enough to pay for setting it up again.
Well, thanks, Dilly, but somehow I'd like to use Decker's money to prove that he's back of Father's murder.
Sit down, Miss Bailey.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Why, this is the new claim filed by Jackson W. Decker on my mill site. How did you get it?
Look on the other side, June.
I don't understand. It's transferred back to me for $1 by Jackson Decker. Why?
It's legal, all right, June. You've got your mill and the mine back again. But how did you get it back from Decker? This transfer's dated today. Is Decker up here?
Jackson W. Decker is, and you owe him $1. I'll collect now in front of witnesses if you don't mind.
Wayne. Jackson W. Decker.
Jackson Wayne Decker.
I should have known it. Your father tried to buy out my father to get the ore mill. Then Dad was killed, and people suspected your father. So he sent you up here to bribe me so that I wouldn't go hunting for the evidence that's going to hang him.
My father didn't know I was assigned to this case. I took it not only to solve it, but to prove he had nothing to do with it.
Do you think he's telling the truth, Lode? So do I. I'm sorry, Corporal Wayne, and thank you.
Glad I could help you, Joe.
It makes me feel much better.
Now I'll try to help you. Madame Mysterioso is really Dilly Clark, a dear friend and not a fortune teller at all. She started the rumor about your father, at my suggestion.
Frenchie told me about Madame Mysterioso the first day I arrived. But actually, June, do you have any proof concerning my father?
One thing. Taggart showed me a letter from him when he was trying to buy the mill machinery this morning, and in it told about the flaw in the boundaries of Dad's claim.
A letter from my father?
It was signed Jackson Decker, and I know his handwriting.
We'll have to see Mr. Taggart. It's from Dad, all right.
When I got it, I hired Bucket and Grail to file for me so as not to arouse suspicion.
This morning you take the letter and the telegram from Grail to Miss Bailey, no?
Yes. I knew that J.W. Decker was not Jackson Decker, so I offered Miss Bailey an exorbitant price for her machinery, making it appear as if Decker had filed and she'd have to move.
This is the good business, huh?
You did, I suppose, what you thought was right. You see, I know my dad's business methods. Do you mind if I take this?
Not at all.
Judging from what Wayne tells you in his telegram, he believes I wrote that letter to Taggart. He knows my handwriting and must be a perfect forgery. I didn't write it. You know, forgery is more than just handwriting, it's characterization. And this fooled Taggart as well as Wayne.
Thank you, Sergeant Ledoux.
Very well, sir.
Mr. Decker, what do you say if we depend upon your son to get to the bottom of this?
I think we have a direct lead from Grail after all.
All right. How did you get it?
When Grail made me change clothes with him, he put all the things from his pockets into mine.
But when you changed back with him, you kept what was in the uniform.
I didn't have time to do anything else. I found this ore tied up in a handkerchief in one of the pockets.
If it were free gold, we could compare it with the nuggets that were found near Bailey's body.
We can still get a comparison. I'm going to take the nuggets and this ore down to the assayer.
And if the ore and the nuggets are alike, two things we know.
That the ore comes from a strike Bailey made somewhere before he was killed, and that Grail must have worked there.
Yes. But don't forget, Grail was working for Taggart in your father's experimental copper mines.
Well, according to my calculations, there's about 30 feet to go before we cut through to the gold that I got sealed off in the Bailey mine pocket.
The hard rock formation we're in now has slowed us up.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be through it in a day or two.
The quicker the better. The boys are anxious for their share of the gold.
No more anxious than I am. Don't worry, there's plenty of it for all of us.
Hello, Bunker.
You got that telegram from Decker you expected. Claims the letter's a forgery, wants a full report.
You didn't have to ride clear out here to tell me that.
Something's up in town. I watched Wayne, followed him like you said.
Anything about the letter?
No, ore. He took some to the assayer. Left those nuggets of Bailey's with it.
Grail?
Yeah?
Come here. When you got back here, you told me you left your things in the pockets of Wayne's uniform, right?
Sure, but I told you there wasn't anything there that Wayne could use against us.
No, what about ore? There's still some of it kicking around that I took from the Bailey mine pocket before I blasted the tunnel. You had some of it, didn't you?
Yes, a little bit tied up in a handkerchief.
A little bit tied up in a handkerchief. Well, that's enough to hang all of us. More than enough. Right then?
Yes.
You better come with me.
Take the game, Charlie. Table stakes. Set on me.
Trouble again?
Plenty. Answer, you did an expert job forging Decker's handwriting. Can you do as well with that?
The assayer, huh?
Yeah.
Jim. He had no enemies.
It's our fault, Frenchy. One of us should have guarded him till he made his report on the comparison of the ore with the nuggets.
This is the very bad truth, my friend. This murder was done to stop us from getting his report.
Stop us is right.
Maybe not. Part of a letter from your father telling about someone named Clark who has the gold claim near the lumber mills. Look on the other side. This last one, in pencil, it's Jim's handwriting.
That's right. I'm riding up to see Clark. You take care of Jim inside.
The lumber mills, they're pretty far. You better start quick.
What are you two goggling at? You look like cats that just swallowed canaries.
He stopped at the mill for directions, and he's on his way up here now.
That's just what we've been waiting to hear. You all know what to do. You play Clark.
I didn't think that note in the murdered assayer's hand could possibly have been written by him. Take off that cap and mackinac. One of your pals tried using my uniform, so I'll try using yours.
Stay here. He's swimming towards the log skid. Get over there. I'll get down after him.
Maybe Archer got him, but we'll make sure.
suspicion concerning my connection with the Bailey murder cleaned up.
I wish it was. Your son, Corporal Wayne, is doing a splendid job.
A wonderful job. He's doing his best to convict me.
If you're guilty, that's his sworn duty.
How many times do I have to tell you I didn't write either letter?
Proof of that statement, Mr. Decker. Where is it? The letter in question mentioned a little-known mine in the lumber country.
I know. An assayer was killed, apparently to stop him from reporting on the ore from that mine.
Gold ore, similar to that previously found on the body of the murdered Bailey. Your son Wayne is up at that mine in the lumber country now.
Wayne isn't as smart as he thought he was, taking the Mackinaw and hat from our man so that we wouldn't recognize him.
Trying to swim for it ain't done him no good either.
Not with Archer after him. Maybe Archer got him, but we'll make sure. Pick him off and help Archer at the same time.
Frenchie's got somebody else with him. I'm getting out of here.
Lucky you came when you did and took a shot at that man for me.
Yes, but there were also other shootings. The lumbermen, we better question them, yes?
By all means, then we'll take a look at that mine. Come down tonight from the upper camp. You'll be with 3 good men, Grail, Archer, and Kent, who have...
Too bad somebody got to the body before you did.
Whoever it was wanted us to know the names of Grail's Confederates, but not where to find them.
You think the hideout she was told here in the letter?
But what else? If it was just a name, why tear it out and leave the other 3 in?
And still, whoever tore the letter, he must be the same one who saved you.
He probably did.
Done just what you said. No good, huh? That fortune teller read it. Seemed mighty interested. Then said she couldn't locate the place for me.
Yeah. That's $5 I've wasted. Have you got the 2 letters that Dad was supposed to have written? My hunch is right. Now, this is written on Dad's letterhead, all right, and it's the same kind of paper he uses. But this part of a letter we found in the murdered assayer is also what appears to be written in Dad's handwriting. Yet it's on different kind of paper. The same kind that was used in the note to the dead lumberman.
Nice work, Corporal. The note on the lumberman had to be written in Kanaska not later than yesterday.
And the one from Decker on the same kind of paper when he's not in Kanaska. This I call the miracle.
Probably written by the same person at the same time.
She's very clear. Your father, he does not forge his own letters. But where does all this get us to?
I hope Grail can tell us all that, because we're going to locate him by tracing where this paper came from.
You may need this, too, and if you had what was torn off of it.
It'll make the job of finding Grail much easier. Thank you, Mr. Price, for letting me bother you.
Not at all. Mounted policeman never bothers me. There wouldn't be any law around here without you. You, looking for a special kind of paper?
In a way, sir.
That was too close for our help.
What do you want?
That is a question, Taggart. It's going to be smart for us to answer.
Waiting long, Frenchie?
No, just now I arrived.
Any luck?
All the places I have to look, I look. But the paper, she's not there.
Me too.
Or for Wayne. Miss Bailey's looking for you. When you got time, go over to the fortune teller.
Thanks, Bucket.
Jack of diamonds, what's it mean?
Troublemaker.
That fits Bucket all right. Where'd you go after you left me in Taggart?
I told you my pappy named me Latitude Bucket because he said I'd get around, and I do.
Some people have to talk a whole lot just to say a little. I got time. I'll listen.
Well, being curious ain't usually worth the trouble it gets into. But that's the way I am.
It'll be the death of you someday. Always is in mining camps.
Yeah, I've been told that before, too. Here, what do you make of this?
Where'd you get it?
That's why I'm curious. An old fella threw it away in front of Miss Terriosa's. He was mad. She told him the old mine meant Decker's, but he said that one wasn't old.
That fortune teller sure hates Decker. Thanks, Bucket. You mind if I keep it?
Not at all, not at all. Oh, by the way, so Miss Bailey, too, coming out of Miss Terriosa's. She was looking for Wayne. I get around, I do.
What is this, a convention? Courtesy of Latitude Bucket.
Just gave it to me. Said he found it on the street in front of Mysterioso's. Looks as if Miss Bailey knows about it.
Taggart, you better go with Bunker. I'm sure I got Wayne's next move figured out.
I'm just as sure of it as you are. Come on, Bucket.
Sit down. Answer? As a gambler, you know a sucker when you see one. As a forger, you're pretty near a genius.
But sending that note wasn't so smart, huh? I told the man I sent it to burn it.
But he didn't do it, and you should have figured that possibility. Why mention anything about a mine hideout?
If you don't say exactly what you mean to those boys, they won't risk getting themselves killed for you.
Well, personally, Wayne's death would be far more gratifying.
So Wayne's alive and probably knows about the note. Not enough to hurt. And you've got him stopped. Take it easy.
Take it easy. When Wayne may have it figured out that those letters his father was supposed to have written were forged. Must be why he was looking for a certain kind of writing paper. Your kind. You better follow your own advice and burn it. Now, because of some curious lumberman visiting Mysterioso, he probably also knows he can find Grail hiding out in an old mine. And nobody needs to tell Wayne there are only two so-called old mines in Connecticut, Decker's and Bailey's.
That doesn't mean he suspects the truth about the mine.
If he does, because of your boneheaded note, and if Taggart fails to stop Wayne...
What would you do? You don't frighten me. Your real plan depends on what I can do. I earn my living gambling in one way or another. I'll take my chances on you if Taggart fails.
The writing the man showed me is just what I've copied. A secret hideout in an old mine.
Dad's is the only one really that was operating before the new gold strike. The Decker copper mine is just getting started.
That's why I told the man it was the Decker mine, to keep him away from June's until we could see you.
I wonder if they're using your mine, June, as a hideout.
She's a smart place to pick. Nobody has been in sight for a long time, so nobody will suspect her.
They might be at that. I wouldn't know.
So we'll try to find Grail now. We're looking for an old mine instead of a piece of paper. And the Bailey mine is going to be first.
I'm riding with you.
Where's Mackenzie?
Over in the Valley mines to see when they'll start shipping the ore. The road will be open sooner than you estimated. Why?
You better stay here. There may be trouble. Let's hope we catch up with Grail this time, Frenchie.
So when
when Wayne comes here, he's going to find the mine functioning normally.
And if he goes to the Bailey mine first, he's going to be convinced you three have been using it for a hideout.
Why not just get him?
Oh, sure. There are a lot of other Mounties where Wayne comes from, you know. We've also got to keep them from investigating these mines too closely.
That makes sense.
It should. We don't want anything to happen to that pocket of gold Taggart has blocked off for us in the Bailey tunnel.
Not till we get our hands on it.
That rock formation seems to be getting worse.
If it's like this all the way to that sealed-off tunnel in the Bailey mine, we ain't ever going to get there.
Oh, no. These parts at this level, about 6 feet of rock stratum is all you'll hit at any one time.
Well, that won't be so bad. Only 3 feet to go.
The quicker we set up housekeeping in the Bailey mine, the better for all of us. One of you better hide out at the head of the shaft, the other one come on down.
Be there as soon as we put away the horses.
Tether the horses and keep watch here. I'll see if there's any sign that Grail's been below ground.
Good.
The snicks, Mr. Bucket. Why you do them here?
Well, now, if it ain't Frenchy. Where's your pal?
The questions, Bucket. I asked them.
Of course, Frenchy, of course. Well, I was just looking for a gab fest with Mackenzie, that's all.
This sounds like the truth very much, but I doubt it.
Well, that's what you redcoats are supposed to do, doubt everything. Well, guess I'll be going back.
Bucket, to turn in this direction after you've gone a little way. Don't try it.
Hey, Corporal. This is one time you're going to wish you minded your own business.
What do you mean by that, Grail?
Let's push this up forward. It'll knock that box out of the way. Good going. It'll drive that Mountie out where we can get him.